Good evening, everyone. Another week done, and it looks like this was the rally week. We had a lot of ECB measures out to help prop the market back up, and it's been a very, very interesting week, where we started off quite negative, and then we've pretty much bounced back quite aggressively. And just going to look through a few chart patterns and stuff, and there's been quite a few good moves and good levels that held up quite well from the last last video that I put up. First of all, if we look at the Ftse, this is on let's go on a 1 minute chart first, right? And this is the move that we had on Nonfarm Payrolls today, and it came out 43,000 better than expected. I think it was expected at 60,000, came out 103,000, and as you would expect, we got a nice spike up from there. The Ftse, over a period of about 10 minutes, rallied from 52.67 to a high of 53.48 and a half. So it was almost an 80-point move. But after that, it still wasn't a great number, and it's just a break-even number really in terms of a job to maintain the unemployment rate at 9.1. And then since then we've just been coming off, and we actually bounced about 3 times off the non-farm release price. So before non-farm came out, we were trading at 52.67. We sort of bounced off it about 3-4 times there. We went up and then bounced off it again, and each for the first time we were good for about good 10 ticks a trade, 10-15 ticks a trade, and then the second time as well, good 10-15 ticks on that one. Before, if we look in the 5 minute, we see that we actually get a falling wedge here, and then we just broke through that, and we broke through pretty big, and now we're actually trading now we're trading we traded as low as about 20-30 points below where we were pre-release, and now we're sort of trading in this sort of band between the previous support and the support before that. So we're trading between 52.67.5 and 52.36.5, and I suspect we might get another one of those late wild moves in the US in the last half an hour, 40 minutes of trade, which we've been getting a lot of during this week. So if we just look at this, expect it to trade in this range and just break one way or the other in the last half an hour of US trading. If we go and look back even bigger, let's just see. This is on a 2-hour chart, and as you can see, it's just been one huge range. And last time I had a level at 49.06, and we went a tiny bit past it, and then we rallied. We sort of bounced up about 20-30 ticks, and then we actually pushed through it, but it couldn't hold that level. It sort of went to a low of 48.36, and then since then we've rallied best part of 500 ticks, pretty much 10% in the last 4 days, which has been phenomenal really. But as you can see from this trend line here, we're having slightly lower highs. Like the first high that we had was 54.15, then we had 53.86, and then the latest one we had was 53.47. So as you can see from this, if I do it on a 60 minutes, it might come out a bit clearer. Here you can see we're actually getting lower lows and lower highs, although the range is expanding as we're going across, which is basically a sign of more volatility to come. So now just getting bigger moves. You can see that it just go in, and then now the range is getting bigger and bigger, and we lower lows here and slightly lower highs as well. So we're still in a downtrend, and we didn't quite get up to the last level I had in the previous slide, which was 53.77, but we've bounced perfectly off the lower trend line, which I didn't have on before, but now be keeping a good eye on it. And now, unless we break above that, the next, it looks like, if we look on the 10-minute, next we're looking to go back below 5,000. But I'm a bit more skeptical this time, as a lot of numbers have been coming out really good. Like Nonfarm's been better, the Canadian numbers were better, and a lot of the numbers have been coming out a lot better. So, there's not as much reason for as much of a push to the downside as we've been getting lately. So that'll be very interesting to see how that pans out. And I just want to have one more quick look at the Bund as well, because this is on a 60-minute chart, and as you can see, just a big fat range. And last time we had a level at 135.11, and that was the point that we had there and there. And off the non-farm figure, well, if I go on a 5 minute, as you can see here, we spiked down hard on the, we're trading range bound in about a 20 tick range, and then just on the number we dropped almost 80-90 ticks on that number, but it bounced off really nicely off that 135.11 level that I talked about last time, and we bounced good for about 50 ticks from that, and then we sort of came back, and now we're just pushing higher, and now we've gone back to we're practically at pre-release, just like the Ftse, and now we're sort of trading around the levels where we were finding support previously. So it'll be interesting to see if we can push up above these levels. 136.22 would be quite interesting, and to see if we can push below, or if not, we could be testing this again. Looking at the bigger picture, as we were looking at before, as you can see, just been trading a very big range. To the lows 135.09, to the high we're looking at 139.17 or 138.78. So anywhere between those sort of levels, we could actually trade from. And this is looking at a long scale. This is where we broke up initially, and now we're just in a huge range, really, good 400 pip range. But right now we're trading around the bottom of it, so I'll be looking to go long more than I would short around this level. But knowing that if it breaks below this 135.09, then I'll be definitely looking to stop out. And so it's very interesting what's going to happen next. Like I was saying, given the good news out of all the measures out of the ECB to recapitalise banks and to help the euro and save Greece and this and that, as well as the good data, the bias is pushing towards the downside. But I'm just, bearing that in mind, I'll still be looking to go long around here, since, unless we get pressure below, unless we break below 135.09. The last chart I just want to look at is the euro, because I just think that it's just been very interesting lately, and just had some massive moves, as we had with everything. But we've pretty much fallen from this level 136, and we've pretty much come off 500 ticks, and putting a Fibonacci retracement level on that. The first level 38.2 was 133.60, which we sort of bounced off quite nicely, and then from there now we've been trading along that 50%, pushed up on non-farm, and now we're coming back. And so I'm pretty much looking, if we're going to hit 33.60 again, looking to get long around there if it does get around there, because and if not, then we might have another push and another look to see a 131.51 level. So I think 133.60, between 133.60 and 133.70 is definitely a very important level now for the euro, and to see where we're looking in terms of that. And then, as you can see, this is just a longer term picture, in a big downtrend, really. Come off over 1,000 ticks from about a month ago. So as is every currency against the dollar, really, because dollar's been safe haven currency. So yeah, so it's just been a very interesting few days, and as we can see right now, S&Ps are coming up to their lows. Euros 133.86, Bund's touching 136s again. So all of the charts are working very well right now, especially on the longer term horizon. And so to summarise, look at the key levels. In Ftse, to the upside we've got 53.41, to the downside 48.39, and the near term supports I'm looking at is 52.36 and 51.38.5, and the near term resistance is 53.45 and 52.67.5. So that's the sort of levels that I'm looking at in the Ftse. And in the Bund, to the upside again, high of the range, high of that big 400 point range, 139.17, to the downside 135.09, which is held now 3 times on 3 big swings. So it's proven to be a very solid support right now, and if it breaks through, I think it will break through big. And then near-term support resistance, we've got 136.22, and near-term support is that level again, 135.11, 135.09. And looking at the fib levels, which we didn't actually look at, but the 38.2 is 136.49, and 50 fib is 137.92. So these are levels that I'll be sort of looking around when basing decisions on trading. So I'm just going to keep it at that for now. As always, you can always find more information at youreyeballtrader.blogspot.com. Good luck to your trading for the next few weeks. I'll be off for the next week, so trade sensibly. Till then.